So with spring training coming up, that's got us thinking who are the biggest names, biggest prospects to watch as they fight for roster spots coming up this spring. Jake, what do you think?
Yeah, and I think a lot of you'll have a lot of these prospects fight for roster spots. I think the most interesting name is Jackson. I believe how you say his last name, Chario from the Milwaukee
Cheerio.
Brewers. Chario from the Milwaukee Brewers. I think it's Bobby Miller from the Gaza, Sam Frelick from the Milwaukee Brewers as well. And then you also have Garrett Mitchell from the Milwaukee Brewers. I think that would be the best outfield um, if all three of those guys make it. And then from the Marlins, you got Yoli Perez and Sixto Sanchez. A tweet from Craig Mish earlier. They already got like the 1 to 4 figured out. Sangy, Jesus Lazaro. Um, Forgot the other two. I believe it's Trevor Rogers and yeah, Trevor Rogers. So 1 to 3. And then, the fourth roster spot could be Edward. The fourth rotation spot could be Edward Cabrera, and then fifth and sixth, maybe fight between Sexto and Perez, who I think both are ready. Sexto obviously showed some promise in the games that he started in 2020. Um, I think going to the Baltimore Orioles here for a minute, I think, Grayson Rodriguez and Gunnar Henderson, I think if they if they make the roster, I feel like that'd be big for Baltimore. And then, our guest last week, as seen mentioning Ellie De La Cruz for the Cincinnati Reds. That can be a big name to watch for. And with the Diamondbacks, Corbin Carroll, um, he's also a big name to watch. He appeared in some MLB games this season, and he'll be a big name to watch. But who do you think are big names, Evan?
Yeah, obviously Gunnar Henderson's number one. I think that's pretty obvious. I'm gonna get to Baltimore later in the segment, but Corbin Carroll was mine too at number two with the Diamondbacks because the Diamondbacks, which were a joke about 2 years ago, are really building a squad and especially led by him, powerful
Yeah,
outfielder. I think power is a strong suit, right? Corbin Carroll
yep.
or kind of an
Speed,
all trades. Okay, speeds. He's kind
yeah.
of a jack of all trades, but
All round, all round athlete. Yep.
yeah, he's gonna play outfield, probably center field, I would assume. And
Hmm.
he's gonna be what's up?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna be something to watch on the Diamondbacks. Some other spring training notes of players. This is gonna be Miguel Cabrera's final spring. Jake's player of a long time ago now, but he's been on
Yep.
the he's been on Detroit for a while, but this will be his final spring. So that's definitely something I'm looking forward to. He also killed my White Sox a lot too in his time with the Tigers. So it's a nice send off. It's a nice send off, but a really good guy. I have nothing against him. He's just a
Yeah.
really good player, and he will
Really good.
um,
Yep.
he will be in
Really.
Cooperstown one day. So little stuff for my White Sox personally. I'm looking for closer. Obviously, Liam Hendricks. We're praying for you, buddy. Get better. But that's going to be a real debate over who's going to close for the White Sox.
Maybe
Because
Garrett Crochet.
possibly he is coming off Tommy John, so that's a little tough. We may try him back there because I don't know. You got Aaron Bummer, you got a couple other guys, maybe Kendall Graveman, the veteran, might be the smart move to make. But I do like
Maybe
Garrett
go after
Crochet.
a closer.
If we're doing well, that that depends. We'll have to see. But I think yes, I think the Sox are gonna have to get that figured out, and they're gonna have to get that figured out pretty quick. And also our fifth starter too. I'm looking to see because obviously the whole Clevenger thing's kind of up in the air too. I'm not praying for
Hmm.
him. I'm praying that what happened isn't true. But but anyways, with Jimmy Lambert, he's been rumored to be the fifth guy, but he's not been really something to cheer for so far. But that's going to be another. So just some pitching races on the Sox are going to be interesting. Jake, what are there any specific teams you're looking out for though?
Um,
Altogether.
so I look for Washington to get a lot better. Um, you know, the Dodgers don't really need it. The Baltimore Orioles, though, they do need it. The Milwaukee Brewers and the Miami Marlins. I mean, they they have to call up some of their prospects and get better because they want to win and compete this year. They have to, get a little bit better. The additions of Jing Segura and Luis Ariz, they were really good, really good. Our pitching gap is good. Just got to call up those other prospects and we should be good to go. We talked about it a couple weeks on the podcast with our guest, Kevin. Um, the Marlins have those guys down in the system. Just got to call them up, see what happens.
Yeah, I think they still got to get their lineup fixed up a little bit too. But there is room for optimism for the Marlins, which is something they haven't been able to say in quite since Lee Stanton. So
Yep.
that is positive. The two teams I'm looking forward or looking most forward to are Baltimore, which you listed. Obviously, Gunnar Henderson's the number one prospect in baseball, but I'm looking at teams who are looking to go from good to great, and that's definitely Baltimore. Baltimore had a very good season last year. They just missed the playoffs. But they outperformed. A lot of teams or a lot of people thought they were going to finish with 90 or 100 losses again. They didn't. Obviously, headlined by Adley Rutschman a couple of years ago. Now you got Gunnar Henderson. They're building quite a squad. We'll see how it translates. It's also the Mariners. The Mariners finally busted in the playoffs last year. Yes, they got handled by the Astros, but the Astros went on to win the World Series, so that's not terrible. That 18 inning game, that was a lot of fun to watch. It was like 0-0.
Yeah, it was.
And then
It
I forget
was.
who hit the home run for the Astros in like the 18th inning. I forget.
I forgot to.
Yeah, I forgot to. That was a really fun game to watch though. And the Mariners are a fun team, obviously with Julio Rodriguez. But those are the two teams in camp I'm watching this year to see if they can go from good to great.
Yeah, Julio Rodriguez, who should have been on the cover of MLB The Show 23, but Jazz Chisholm got it. So,
I can't
and
believe
Jazz
they picked
Chisholm's still
Jazz
good,
Chisholm.
huh?
I can't believe that. They just pick out of a hat or something. I mean, he's not bad, but like him versus
I,
Julio
I I think they
Rodriguez.
picked Jazz Chisholm because he's got the most swag. He's changing baseball, really.
No,
You
that's
know,
exact. I mean, yeah, it's the flash. It's all about the flashy, and I think that
yeah, they're trying
that's
to
what.
grow the game. They're
Yeah,
trying to
baseball
grow
wants
the
to push
game.
that.
They'll
They want to push that they're energetic. We'll see if they can push it with pitch clock and all that. We'll see how that works. I'm really interested. That's another thing that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking to see how does the pitch clock look in spring training. Does it look as planned or is it nicer on paper and a disaster? And we'll have to see. I'm not going to rush to a judgment. Fair show.
I,
I'm not going to rush to a judgment. But
I think the pitch clock will not be the issue, but I think the time to where the batters have to be in the box and the
yes.
pitcher's ready to pitch, I think that's going to be a huge
Yes,
issue.
that's no. Jake makes a very good point. That's going to mess up a lot of batters too.
Yeah, and we
Again.
saw
This could either. I don't think it's going to go smooth right away. Either way, but it could be a disaster. But I'm not saying
yeah.
I'm not. We're just got to see. We got to watch and see.